Hello, folks. So, yesterday we did indeed receive Khazan's latest update, which did, of course, see the release of Khazan's female model, the Pathfinder pack, and the usual bundle of quality of life upgrades. We will be touching on the actual patch notes just a little bit later on, but for now, I just wanted to review the update myself, which isn't something I usually do, but I happen to have spent a lot of time with the update already due to making this video right here, so I thought, why not? So I sat around waiting for yesterday's patch just like everyone else, and it did arrive roughly half an hour late for PlayStation and Xbox. But once finally getting in, I did of course find the Pathfinder pack waiting for me. I had work to do, so I immediately began collecting footage of all of the armor sets on the female model, which was quite nice because it gave me plenty of time to review each set, and I was even able to compare the male and female models very quickly whilst editing the video itself. I did anticipate this feature for the female model, hence why I was able to get the video out as quick as I did. However, I am still pleasantly surprised that they decided to remodel every armor set within the game. It would have been a bit of a shallow update if female Khazan only had a handful of armor sets available, so in my opinion, this was absolutely necessary, and it's very nice to see that it actually has been done. Of course, other than the female model itself, we do also have the Pathfinder pack, which consisted of 2 armor sets and 6 haircuts, 3 of each for each gender. First off, we have the Ghost Knight armor, which does indeed come with its own set and fixed attributes, which can be seen right here. The set attributes themselves don't necessarily stand out or bring anything crazy to the table, but it is nice that they're not just blank pieces of gear. We do of course have 3 different hairstyles to choose from as well, which do work with all of our armor sets, but for the sake of this video, we're just showing the one. Possibly even more exciting than the Ghost Knight armor set would be the Berserker set included for Khazan's male model. I didn't know how much I was going to like this when first seeing the PNG within the previous patch notes. However, now that I can see the skin in the flesh, damn, our boy does look good. I'm very pleasantly surprised with the Berserker set. We already knew it was a homage to Khazan's origins within DFO, but the added flare effect to the eyes and the overall design here is top notch. The set does of course come with its own set and fixed attributes, whilst Khazan himself now has 3 alternative hairstyles to pick and choose from. Now, one feature we haven't seen with this update would be the addition of dismemberment, which we had previously predicted would be within this patch due to it being teased and shown off within Khazan's female trailer. Well, it's fair to say it will definitely be coming later on down the line. If it's being teased now but still hasn't arrived with this update, then that would lead me to assume it won't be much longer before it is inevitably here. It is important to factor in that Neepal haven't actually mentioned dismemberment at all just recently. However, they have shown it in the most recent trailer, so I would just expect we hear more in the coming weeks. So, I've spent a fair bit of time with the new update already. I'd held off one of my main New Game Plus runs just for this moment, and I'm very glad that I did, because it has allowed me to play an entire playthrough as female Khazan exclusively, as she is not available on your first playthrough until having first unlocked the blacksmith. Anyway, I do very much like and approve of this update. It's had a lot of effort poured into it and no corners have been cut, which as a sentiment alone, I think we can all very much agree is a good sign for future updates and things to come. As for the actual patch notes themselves, we are a little bit late to the party, but I did cover the preview a few days ago, and this is more or less the same, but just with added details and info. For the balance adjustments, we're starting with Ultimate Challenge rewards. The effects of gear granted as Ultimate Challenge mode rewards have been enhanced. For the Radiant Darkness set, depleted stamina recovery rate increase of 30% for 10 seconds has been changed to stamina recovery rate of 50% for 20 seconds. For the Brink Guard, the damage increase of 4% for 10 seconds has been changed to damage increase of 8% for 20 seconds, and the max stacks have been changed from 5 and are now instead 3. For the Swift Attack, the Spirit Gain of 0.04 has been changed to 0.06. For Brink Dodging, damage increase of 10% for 15 seconds has been changed for damage increase of 15% for now 20 seconds. As for the Defier set, for Brink Dodge, the health recovery of 5% has now been changed to 10% instead. For Potent Blow, damage increase of 1% for 17 seconds has been changed to 1.5% for 15 seconds instead, and the max stacks have been changed from 15 and are now down to 10. For the Brink Dodge, the damage increase of 15% for 15 seconds has been changed to 15% for 20 seconds, and for Shadow Reversal, the damage increase of 30% for 7 seconds has been changed to 35% for 20 seconds. For the Netherworld Abyss set, the received damage decrease of 10% has been changed to Counterattack Spirit Gain +1. For Counterattack Spirit Gain +1 has been changed to Spirit Skill Stamina damage increase of 10% for 20 seconds with a max stack of 3. And finally, for Counter-Strike, the damage increase of 30% for 7 seconds has been changed to 35% for now 20 seconds. As for the consumables, defeating monsters now has better drop rates for consumable crafting materials. For the transmutation shards, these have increased by 70%, spirit orbs have increased by 100%, inner essence has increased by 60%, and the transmutation mist has increased by 70%. In regards to boss battles, the exhausted durations have been increased for Yutuga, Blade Phantom, and Viper. The duration of Yutuga's exhaustion has been increased from 5 seconds to 8 seconds instead. The duration of Blade Phantom's exhaustion has increased from 3 seconds to 5 seconds instead, and the duration of Viper Phase 1 and 2's exhaustion has been increased from 5 seconds to now 7 seconds instead. For the difficulty changes, the challenge and hardcore difficulty balances have been partially adjusted. For the challenge difficulty, stamina cost during sprint has been reduced by half. And for the hardcore difficulty, stamina cost during sprint has been reduced by half. Stamina damage increase rate has been reduced from 30% to 15%. Brutal attack damage increase has been removed. And the damage received increase rate has been reduced from 50% to now 20% instead. In regards to the system changes, when augmenting gear, the level increase now depends on the grade of the material gear. The grade of the target gear no longer affects the level increase. Level increase by material gear grade. Uncommon is +1, rare is +2, unique is +3, epic is +4, and legendary is +5. For the UI and UX improvements, for the gear items that can be obtained after defeating the final boss have been renamed as below. The Master of Chaos set has essentially been changed to the dual wield, horns, claws, wings, shroud, and gaiters of chaos. For the quality of life enhancements, completing trials within Stormpass now displays guides for each weapon. For the dual wield, a combo that quickly closes in on the enemy, and a combo that delivers a high stagger preemptive attack. For the greatsword, a combo that uses swift attacks, and a combo that quickly closes in on the enemy. And for the spear, a combo for handling multiple enemies, and a combo that closes in whilst dodging attacks. In regards to Dungeon Shop, the purchase limit for helms at Dungeon Shop has been removed. After purchasing a helm from Dungeon Shop, the purchase quantity will reset once you clear a mission or enter the crevice. Helms purchased from Dungeon Shop can now be sold, dismantled, or discarded, and you can now extract Lacrima from them. In regards to the Spirit of Advocacy, summoning the Spirit of Advocacy required Lacrima of Circulation, which could be obtained by defeating the Revenant of Adversity, but now the Spirit of Advocacy can be summoned freely without using a Lacrima of Circulation. Summoning the Spirit of Advocacy no longer consumes Lacrima of Circulation, and related NPC dialogues will be partially revised accordingly. In regards to the bug fixes, these are the major bug fixes from this update that do directly affect gameplay. We fixed an issue where players could become stuck on a certain terrain during the main mission Vizar Gate. Fixed an issue where the Revenant of Adversity could not pass through a door at a certain location during the main mission Great Temple. Fixed an issue where drop items would not fall to the ground when corrupted creations were defeated at a specific location in Vitalon. Fixed an issue where the Pillar of Light continued to display at the same location in New Game Plus, even after obtaining the Prophecy Free collection. Fixed an issue where Elaine's shield would occasionally fail to bounce off the ground when using the skill that throws the shield after spinning in midair during the boss battle. Fixed an issue where the damage of Limit Break Apex skill would increase abnormally when used on exhausted enemies after using the Phantom Knight's Veil skill, while both the fixed and set attributes of the Flesh Ripper set were active. Fixed an issue where changing a gear preset during the use of brutal attack would make a monster stop moving but allow you to attack. Fixed an issue where rapidly pressing the gear screen key after skipping a cutscene could intermittently cause a crash. Replace the image in Encyclopedia Status Effects tab so that the spirit gauge does not appear to decrease under chaos. And finally, we have corrected the English item description text for the Scarlet Robin's ring. In regards to the improvements, we have improved the audio effects played abnormally when encountering the boss after the cinematic within the main mission, Scofa Cave, added broken wall and floor debris objects to the Throner's chamber within the Imperial Palace, improvements made to monsters becoming abnormally distorted when hit by the dual-wield skill, Wind Piercer Mark, improvements made to Potent Blow to trigger more quickly if it follows the use of Greatsword skill, Mortal Blow, improvements made to cloud effects to display properly on the loading screen, improvements made to the camera to stop rotating automatically whilst using a skill. We are constantly monitoring your feedback and will review and apply further improvements as quickly as possible. Thank you. So then, we had previously discussed most of these changes already, folks. However, it is nice to see these details fully fleshed out further. I'm currently playing through a New Game Plus on Expert difficulty, so over the coming days and possibly weeks, I'll get a much better feel for a lot of the changes made recently, and likely be reporting on things as and when time progresses. Anyway, that is just about it for today's video, folks. I'll be back in the very near future with plenty more Khazan videos, but in the meantime, I do of course have a range of guides and news videos on the channel, so do feel free to stop on by and check things out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, folks, and until next time, peace.